Thank you, Avinash. Here's what's happening in the region. Venezuela's government has ordered schools and businesses to remain closed as a power cut drags into a fifth day. The opposition says at least 17 people have reportedly died as a result of the blackout. Residents in the capital, Caracas, told the BBC of their growing despair. Each hour that passes without power in Venezuela brings more havoc and stress to a country already on edge. According to the BBC, pro-government motorcycle gangs roamed the dark streets, enforcing order at gunpoint, while there were sporadic episodes of looting. Amid the desperation, many parts of the country are still cut off, and it is hard to get a full account of their situation. The airplane that crashed in Ethiopia on Sunday, killing all 157 aboard, was the second such plane model involved in a catastrophic crash in the past 6 months. Last October, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed in the waters off Indonesia, killing all 189 aboard. And it is the very model plane that Caribbean Airlines has purchased to update its fleet. 12 airplanes have been purchased, and they will begin arriving later this year over a 3-year period. In response to the Ethiopia crash, Caribbean Airlines issued a statement Monday, extending heartfelt sympathy to the families. Trinidad and Tobago's Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has ordered that random testing for dangerous drugs be conducted on both regular police and special reserve police. According to the Express, he further instructed that the first officer to submit to a random drug test as well as a polygraph test be none other than the commissioner himself. Where random testing is done, any officer found to be under the influence of any dangerous drugs while on duty will be disciplined. It was noted that this approach is aimed at minimizing the possibility of officers being addicted to illegal drugs, which can hamper their performance. Internationally, Algeria's president has postponed the April 18th presidential elections and said he will not seek a fifth term in office. The president's candidacy had provoked mass protests across Algeria over the past weeks, the BBC reported. He has led Algeria for 20 years but has been rarely seen in public since he suffered a stroke in 2013. No new date for the election was set. The president said a cabinet reshuffle would take place soon. The announcement came a day after the 82-year-old president returned home after a 2-week stay in a Swiss hospital. Investigators have found the flight data recorders from an Ethiopian Airlines plane that crashed on Sunday. The devices recovered at the crash site were the Boeing 737 MAX 8's cockpit voice recorder and digital flight data recorder, the BBC reported. The plane was en route to the Kenyan capital Nairobi when it crashed 6 minutes after takeoff, killing all 157 people on board. Several airlines have grounded the Boeing model following the disaster. There were people of more than 30 nationalities on the flight, including Kenyans, Ethiopians, Canadians, and Britons. And that brings us to the end of regional and international headlines. Back to you, Avinash.